have a powerful meeting tomorrow night. There are a lot of events going on this weekend that we are going to be a part of, the 10 by 10 to win. And the citizens to abolish red light cameras tomorrow night at the Lagos Baptist Assembly, 10833 South Halsted, 7 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 7 o'clock. Please be there. We have issues that we need to discuss, and we still are building. Tonight, we had a powerful discussion. We're having a powerful discussion with some powerful people, and I'm looking forward to them being there tomorrow. We're gonna give some of those people voice tomorrow night to talk about some of the things that we talked about tonight, that we continue to build and we continue to mobilize our political power, and we're going to exert our political power so that we can enjoy some of the prosperities that other people are enjoying on our tax dollars. All right, we're back at the round table, and we're going to hear now from Adrian Reynolds, who is the leader of Empowered for Success. So you'll tell us a little bit about that, Adrian, and then tell us about the conversation that you heard for tonight.
So I am the owner of Empowered for Success, and actually it's started out as a consulting agency, and I am an empowerment coach. So I just try to help empower people and individuals and businesses who would like to grow and actually employ a lot more people, because that is actually my goal in life. And I think that as a Black community, we do need more empowerment. I know I've heard a lot where we have all of these different programs, but me, myself, I'm not a millennial, but I even at some point in life was questioning where are these resources, because they're not advertised as much as I would like them to see them be. So that's why I created Empower for Success. From what I heard tonight, a lot of the millennials definitely have valid concerns and issues, and I agree. As I was telling Chantel, I agree that sometimes I think we did drop the ball. I'm 41, and I've had conversations with some of my friends about trying to, with the mentality of, well, I don't want to raise my kids the way I was raised. In some ways, we weren't thinking about the backlash or the fallout that was going to come from that. We may have had good intentions, but not realizing that people have different personalities, different mindsets, and as the industry and the world changes, that sometimes that may not have been, we may not have gotten the result that we wanted to get. So I do think we kind of in some ways dropped the ball, and there's a great opportunity for us in my generation to help build more resources. But I really would like millennials not to give up on voting, because Martin Luther King marched for us, but people died so that we did have this right. And even though the resources, the anger, all of it's valid, it's there. But if people don't get out and vote, if we don't continue to raise our voice and speak up, things will never ever change. Martin Luther King said, you know, he had a dream and he wanted us to fulfill it. And sometimes when we take steps in directions, and there's trial and error, but we cannot give up on that either. So I think that that there is an opportunity for the millennials to just step up, because without your voices being heard, it'll continue, honestly, and it'll get worse. So taking that hard stance is not exactly the best idea to do, even though it seems like it right now. But you got to think about 10, 15 years down the line, because that's the mistake that I think we made. We thought we weren't thinking 10, 15 years down the line. We were thinking today. So.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. I think that is a very powerful position, and again, with that generation, and I think that it's important that we take the responsibility to see where we came short, and that but we also hear what the people in that generation were saying to us. What the millennials were saying was that they were sort of put out on an island without any support or without any information, or saying to do this without having an understanding of why to do that. When I came up, you know, I was educated on the importance of being engaged in the process at an early age. My mama and my auntie, I went to every community meeting understanding what that was and who Dr. King was at a very early age, and what they represented and why they were doing this and why it was important to be involved in that. And our generation did drop the ball on that because we wanted to, I'm not sure what it is.
No, not at all.
So I'm not even gonna try to pretend like I really understand what it was we were trying to convey, but whatever it was that we were trying to convey, we didn't convey the full picture.
Correct.
Right, and now, which is why I don't criticize. What is that noise? What is that? I don't criticize people who are not voting. Because we've been having this consistent pattern of people not voting of 65%. So I started asking the question, maybe we need to start asking them the question why they're not voting. What is it that they don't feel or see a need to participate in? And I get some very valid, understandable reasons, but also helping them to understand that I understand what you're saying, and it does make sense, but that's not how we correct the inequities. And they understand that. But as I heard tonight, the synthesis of what I heard tonight is that people need to have something that they can believe and trust in.
Yes.
They've been betrayed, they've been lied to, they've been disappointed.
Amen.
On every level. But I believe that where we build that trust is from the very people who distrust the system. That you put the trust back in, or we put the trust back in. We make sure that nobody is going to be able to sell us a story and not deliver the substance.
I agree.
So that we will set the tone and we set the narrative. Harold Washington said,